Kalimera. Today I have a little presentation for you showing different speaker constructions, audiophile speakers that are big and expensive, and they have exceptionally good bass, and each of them is using a different technique to achieve this. So we have closed boxes, open baffles, bass reflexes. So let me know in the comments what do you think, which method of achieving good bass is the most proper in your judgment, in your knowledge. Okay, let's start. So the first speaker is from ARSAT from Cyprus. These are backloaded horns. They go down to 32 Hertz, which is maybe not that impressive, but the power of that bass is very strong. It's a very large, very long horn with a large mouth, and the cabinet is plywood, extremely stiff, and it's only coming from 8-inch one driver, which is 8-inch. So this is pretty impressive. Okay, let's move on. The other model, the next model is Voxative from Berlin. It's a ripple open baffle, so they use two opposing woofers and the slot between them, as you can see here. This creates also very powerful bass down to 20 Hertz according to company specification. And yeah, there is, although it looks like a box, but it's it's not a closed box. It's not bass reflex. So the back wave is totally open. This is very interesting method to achieve clean bass. And that's Bangan Olufsen top model, which I believe the price is 140,000 euros. And it's fully active with a lot of amplifiers, with a lot of drivers. I believe it's 3 tweeters, 3 woofers, and as far as I remember, 7 mid-ranges. So they have 3 woofers per column, I believe from Scanspik, also Danish company, and they are about 10-inch in diameter, and yeah, this the cabinets are pretty large, so this also makes a very powerful bass. Next model, this is super expensive. I covered them. I made some comments about them in previous video. Vivid Audio Moya M1. These are very large cabinets, 8 woofers per column, 4 on one side, 4 on the other side. With each has its own reflex port, and these drivers are 10-inch, and they have very large magnets. And they are long stroke, and the company says they go down to 19 Hertz. And yes, some people say that it's ultra realistic. Okay, moving on. Zeta Zero orbital reference. What's unique about them is they are using just a single driver, but it's a very big one. I think it's 15-inch, and it has unbelievable X-max excursion of the membrane, more than 10 centimeters or 100 millimeters. That's super long, super powerful, and the cabinet is also quite large, and it's a tubus shaped. It's one of the best shapes for the subwoofer, really. Yeah, they don't take a lot of space. They are not as big as other models, but as far as I remember the specs, they go down to 16 hertz. So these are super powerful. Nola ground reference. These are two towers configuration. One houses the mid-ranges and tweeters, and this tower on the left is base tower with 4 woofers. Each has its own bass reflex port, and they are 12-inch. Nola says that each of these woofers is very light. I mean, lighter than most other woofers. This is in general their philosophy. That as you can see, they have ribbons. I think it's 8 or 9 individual ribbon tweeters, 6 mid ranges, and 8 like lower mid ranges. And the middle section is open baffle, and these lower and higher section are closed. But the membranes are very light, and I think the mid ranges are Alnico magnets. You are using Alnico magnets, so this is pretty special. So they have many drivers. So the point here is that we will have a lower distortion when we will employ more drivers. More drivers means more magnets, and each of the driver has to work less. There is a less excursion of the membrane, so it just creates a lower distortion per sound volume. So given the sound volume, let's say 90 decibels, if it's coming from a single driver versus many drivers will always produce less distortion. So this is the idea here, and these towers go down to 12 hertz, which is incredible. But as you can see, they are very tall, and the surface area is also big, so that's why they are able to achieve such number. And these speakers are a little bit forgotten, but I think such construction deserves more attention. And the last model is Legacy Audio Valor, their top of the line construction. So it has dual 12-inch subwoofers with very large motors, and also dual passive radiators. This is instead of using a port, passive radiator will not have any downsides that ports have, or let's say that ports can have. Not saying that each speaker with bass reflex ports has problems with them, but passive radiators totally eliminate any potential problems with ports, like port noise. Not only these are large drivers, but together with dual passive radiators and 1000 watts of internal amplification, this is a monster. So this model also goes to 12 hertz, and they also use AMT drivers inside of the mid-range driver, and apart from this, there are dual mid-range drivers below and above this configuration, AMT configuration, mounted inside of the mid-range driver. So they employ these Legacy Valors employ also open baffle, these two mid woofers. They are in open baffle. So it's a hybrid of the subwoofer is not an open baffle because it uses passive radiators, but the frequency above the subwoofer is in open baffle, and they have dual AMT drivers, and entire thing is powered by separate amplifiers. So this is really a monster, and it's also less expensive than, I think it's around $90,000. That's much less than most other top audiophile speakers like Wison Audio, Magico, Sonus Faber. Yeah, Sonus Faber, the new model goes for over $700,000. So yeah, this one is only 90,000. It's actually less than Bangan Olufsen Biolab. So there you have it. What do you think? Which of these is able to produce the best bass? Maybe you heard some of these speakers. Let me know in the comments. And that's all for now.